Hello, everybody. My name is Kimberly Briggs, and this right here is my husband, Kevin Briggs. And we wanted to come to talk to you guys about relationships, how to stay in a committed relationships, and working through trials and tribulations. So, this basically is our story, right?
Yes. And one thing about a committed relationship, it takes commitment, it takes love, and it takes willing to go the extra mile for one another. And I think that's one thing that me and Kim had to learn, even in our marriage. It takes time. And a lot of times people look and think that, oh, my marriage is going to be beautiful, from the start to the finish. But no, that's not so. We've had trials, we've had tribulations, we've had some ups and downs. But with the commitment that we made to God first and to each other, we are willing to tackle the issues. And one thing that I notice about marriage, and my wife can agree and put her input on it, is that when you marry somebody, you marry their family. And one thing that I love about me and my wife's family is, both sides of our families, is that we're all close. And that makes a marriage much stronger, just like her parents. Her parents is just like my parents. My parents are just like her parents. Mm-hmm. And the love extends. So I think a lot of times we mess up when we come into relationships. We feel like, I'm not marrying the family, I'm just marrying this person. But you
definitely are.
Exactly. And you don't want to create that rift. And so therefore, when you need support, you don't have a battle to deal with. And I think that's one thing that we have established in our relationship and our marriage, is that our family is important to each side. Her family is important to me, just like my family is important to her. So there are things that strengthens, I would say, strengthens a relationship and a marriage, and that is support. You have
and
anything?
that's true. I agree with that. And most importantly, having all of that, having a committed relationship and having a beautiful relationship, the first thing you have to do is find the right one.
Yes.
You have to make sure you find the right one for you. Don't ever settle. And I'll tell you this, if a person is treating you, whether it's a man treating a woman wrong or a woman treating a man wrong, however, what they do then, that's how they're going to be in marriage. And that's a myth that some people have, that, oh, when we get married, things are going to change. That is not true. Whatever you see now is what you're going to get later. Unless God does a total remake of your marriage, it's going to be hard. And marriage is beautiful. Marriage it's a wonderful thing, but marriage is work.
Yes.
And if you're not willing to work at it, if you're not willing to be committed, then it won't work. A lot of people get divorced after 1 or 2 years or 5 years, and they say, I tried. But both have to be willing to work it out. I always say this, people say, well, I fell out of love and, we decided to divorce. Well, sometimes marriages go through these little ups and downs to where they feel like one day it's like, I love you to death. And then the next day it's like, I can't stand to see your face. And when that love runs out, that's when commitment kicks in.
That's right.
You still have to be willing to be committed, because marriages, they have like a roller coaster effect.
That's right.
You have to be willing to hold on. These are vows that you made. So you have to make sure that you have the right partner, so that when you do get to that level of, can I stand his guts, you have to be willing to say, you know what, I gotta get commitment. I gotta remember it's commitment. God will bless you, and you get over that hump.
Exactly.
And then you end up like, oh my God, he's the best thing in the world. That's just marriage.
Commitment brings growth.
It does.
And as you go through different issues in your relationship, your marriage, it brings growth. It actually tells who you're dealing with. And one thing that I can relate in our marriage is I had to learn how to grow in our marriage, just like she did too. So we was both coming from a family where we were the youngest, we were spoiled.
We were the babies.
So therefore, we had to learn to grow with each other. We had to the time that we dated wasn't enough time to just really learn about a person. So you really learn about a person once you get in a committed relationship, marriage with a person. Then you start saying, oh my goodness, I didn't know this, but you learn and you fight through those issues. So therefore, it can make you stronger when it's testing trial time. So therefore, my recommendation to you and to all that are listening to this, be willing to learn, be willing to go through, because as you go through your tests and your trials, you gain strength to learn how to deal with each other. And like I said, we're working on our 25th year. When the world said we couldn't do it, yes, we can.
Yes.
And we just want to encourage you, young people, as well as old. You can make it through your marriage, but just put God first, and it will happen.
Yes. Be willing to put God first. Be willing to pray. Sometimes you get angry. Sometimes you get mad. And like you said, we got married. I got married at a very, very early age. We did not date long. And God still blessed our marriage. But I will say this. Even if you know that person is for you, I would recommend dating them for a while, getting to know them, getting to know their ways, and praying along the way the whole time, and just making sure that that person is your match. Because we got married so early and so quickly, we had to learn each other during the marriage. And at times we butted heads. We butted heads a lot. And like he said, he was the baby of the family, and so was I. He wanted his way, and so did I. And we butted heads.
Yes.
And we also had to learn how to have a better argument. Our arguments wasn't good. And I'll be honest, I was a fusser. And I love to argue. I wanted my point across. He wanted his point across. You know, I would shout, I would yell, you know, the typical marriage. But as time grew on, I learned that I wasn't getting anywhere. He had to learn that his way of showing that he was angry with me, it wasn't getting anywhere. It was going in one ear and out the other. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, and one way with that is I had to learn how to speak. And one thing my wife used to tell me all the time, she said, Kevin, you speak to me like I'm a child. So therefore, but what really straightened me out was when my mom came to me and she said, Kevin, you cannot talk to her like she's your child. You got to talk to her like she's an adult. So therefore, we have to learn to set aside our old ways and get together on some things and learn how to work through our problems, work through our situations. And therefore, once you do that, you will, I guarantee you will see results in your relationship, in your marriage. You'll see it happen. So I come to you today just to encourage you. If you're in a special relationship, if you're in a relationship, you're in your marriage, hold on to it. Because God honors marriage. And marriage is important.
Very.
And we are here today to let you know that yes, you can, and you can make it. Wouldn't you say that?
Absolutely.
All
Thank
right.
you, guys.
Thank you. We love you, and it will happen for you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.